Assalamualaikum. My group will present about topic annuity and trade cash discount. Our group consists of 3 members, which is Wan Nur Alia Nazirah binti Wan Hasno, Nurul Azizulaika binti Aziz, and Batrisha Umairah binti Muhammad Rizwan.
For the question 1, I will explain briefly on the term of outstanding imbalance and outstanding arrears. For the term of outstanding balance is when the borrower needs site to make the full settlement earlier. In this situation, we consider the borrower needs to pay less than the total single payment because of the interest will reduce according to the earlier settlement. For the term of outstanding arrear is when the borrower fails to make the periodic payment as scheduled in the agreement. In this situation, we consider the borrowers need to pay more than the total missed payment because of the increment in interest charge. Next, I will explain about the formula used to calculate the outstanding balance and outstanding arrears. For the outstanding balance, we use the formula A equals to R in bracket 1 minus 1 plus I in the power of negative n over I. For the outstanding arrears, we use the formula S equals to R in the bracket 1 plus I in the power of n minus 1 over I. Next, I will explain about question 1b. Khabib made equal payments of Rm2106.71 every 2 months. So we know that R is Rm2106.71 for 8 years. So T is 8 at 6% interest. So K equals to 6 divided by 100 equals to 0.06 compounded every 2 months, so the M is 6. N equals to M times T, so N times 8 equals to 48. So the question asks to find the original value of the loan. So we need to use the formula of outstanding balance. So we need to replace R as 2106.71 in the bracket 1 minus 1 plus 0.06 divided by 6 in the power of negative 48 over 0.06 divided by 6. So we get that 2100.71 times 0.3797396 over 0.01. So the answer is Rm 80,000.12. Next, I will explain question 1C, 1 Roman. So Ariana planned to purchase an apartment that cost Rm 158,000. She had to pay a 10% down payment. First, we need to calculate the down payment. 10 over 100 times 158,000 equals to 15,800. 158,000 minus 15,800 equals to Rm 142,200. Back to the question. If she deposit Rm 1,178.04 every 3 months, so we know that R is Rm 1,178.04. That paid interest of 8%. So the I is 0.08 over 4 equals to 0.02. Compounded quarterly. So the M is 4. So the question asks, how many payments would she do so? So for the calculate, we need to use the formula outstanding balance. To calculate, we need to use the formula of outstanding balance. We need to replace A as 142,200 equals to 1,000 178,000.04 in the bracket 1 minus 1 plus 0.02 in the power of negative n over 0.02. Next, 2.4142 equals to 1 minus 1.02 in the power negative n. 1.02 in the power of negative n equals to 1 minus 2.4142 log 1.02 in the power of negative n equals to negative log 1.4141. Negative n log 1.02 equals to negative log 1.4141. Next, negative n equals to negative log 1.4141 divided by log 1.02. So, negative n equals to negative 17.4973. So, the n is 17. 1 divided by 2. So, the n is 17 years, 6 months.
With the question 2 Romans A. Okay. She took the loan to pay the balance of the cost of the apartment. The loan was 25 years, which is T, and to be paid monthly at the rate of 6%, which is K, and compounded monthly. So M equals to 12. The question is find the monthly payment of the loan. We use the formula A equals to R times 1 minus bracket 1 plus I power of negative n divide I. A is 15800 equals to R times 1 minus brackets 1 plus 0.005 power of 300 divide 0.005. So, R equals to RM 101.80. So, we will continue to the next question, 2 Romans B. After paying the loan for 12 years, she decided to sell the apartment. How much must she pay to settle the balance of the loan before selling the apartments? So, we use the formula A equals to R times 1 minus brackets 1 plus I power of negative n divide I. The outstanding balance is A equals to 101.80 times 1 minus brackets 1 plus 0.005 power of 30 divide 0.005 equals to 101.80 brackets 12.5562. So, A equals to RM 1278.22. Next, I will explain for the question 2A. A washing machine that costs 3,000 is given trade discount of 20% and 15%. A further 3% cash discount will be given if it is paid within 5 days. Find the total discount obtained if the payment is made within the cash discount period. So, L equals to RM 3000, D1 is 20% equal to 0.2, D2 is 15% equals to 0.15, and the cash discount is 3/5. We use the formula MP equals to L times 1 minus D1 times 1 minus D2 times 1 minus C equals to 3000 times 1 minus 0.2 times 1 minus 0.15 times 1 minus 0.03 equals to 3000 times 0.8 times 0.85 times 0.97. So MP equals to RM 1978.80. So the total discount equals to RM 3000 minus RM 1978.80. The total discount equals to RM 1021.20. Next question 2B. AFN Co was offered trade discount of 15% and 10% for some items spot. The company received an invoice date 18th April 2022 with cash discount terms of 5/10, 3/15, 2/20 and N/13. On 2nd May 2022, the company paid RM 5,513.80. Find the list price of the items. D1 is 15% equals to 0.15. D2 is 10% equals to 0.1. And NP equals to RM 5,513.80. The payment was paid after 14 days and received the cash discount is 3% equals to 0.03. We use the formula MP equals to L times 1 minus D1 times 1 minus D2 times 1 minus C. MP is 5,513.80 equals to L times 1 minus 0.15 times 1 minus 0.1 times 1 minus 0.03. 5,530.80 equals to L times 0.74205. L equals to 5,530.80 divide 0.74205. So L equals to RM 7,430.50.
Next, as you can see through the slide, the question C1 asks to explain the cash discount term, which is 5/10, 3/16, and over 30. What the meanings of 5/10? 5/10 equals to 5% of the cash discount will be offered if the payment was made between day 1 until day 10. Next, 3/16 equals to 3% of the cash discount will be offered if the payment was made between day 11 until day 16. And lastly, N/30 equals to the payment should be made within 30 days with no cash discount offered. The next question is asked to calculate the single discount rate equivalent to the trade discounts given. To answer the single discount rate equivalent is we use the formula D equals to in bracket 1 minus D1, 1 minus D2, and 1 minus Dn. So we just add the number of that formula, like D equals 1 minus, in bracket, 1 minus 0.15, 1 minus 0.12, and 1 minus 0.1. And it will be D equals to 1 minus, in bracket, 0.85, 88, 0.88, and 0.9. And the answer is D equals 0.3268. The next question is asked to calculate the single discount rate equivalent to the trade discount given. To answer the single discount rate equivalent, we use the formula D equals, in bracket, 1 minus D1, 1 minus D2, and 1 minus Dn. And we just add the number on that formula, like D equals 1 minus, in bracket, 1 minus 0.15, 1 minus 0.12, and 1 minus 0.1. And it will be D equals 1 minus 0.85, 0.88, and 0.9. And the answer is D equals to 0.3268. The third of question C is find the last date to get 5% cash discount. As stated in the question that the 5% cash discount covers 10 days. So, we need to find a deadline to get a 5% cash discount. Therefore, 30 May 2022 plus 10 days equals to 9 June 2022. The last question for C is find the total payment if the retailer paid the invoice on 15 June 2022. How to answer that question? Let me teach you guys. 15 minus 9 equals to 6 days plus 10 days. It will be, the answer is 16 days. We will receive that the cash discount is 3%. The net price is 17,500, in bracket, 1 minus 0.15, 1 minus 0.12, 1 minus 0.10, and 1 minus 0.03. Next, the 17,500 ringgit, in bracket, 0.85, 0.88, 0.9, and 0.197. It will be 17,500 ringgit, in bracket, 0.653004. The answer of net price is 11,427.57 ringgit Malaysia. The next step is we find the total payment. The total payment is net price plus transportation cost. That is formula. And we just add the number of that formula, which is 11,427.57 ringgit Malaysia plus 200 ringgit minus 150 ringgit. It will be 11,427.57 ringgit plus 50. The answer is 11,427.57 ringgit Malaysia. That is the total payment.